Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are group 7. Here we will explain the material about meeting and negotiation. Before we let us introduce ourselves. I am Filda as the moderator and speaker, then Safira as speaker, and Aulia Afifah as the speaker. The first material will be explained by Filda. Meeting and negotiation. What is meeting? A meeting is a coming together of generally 3 or more people to exchange information in a planned manner and discuss issues set out before them to arrive at decision solve problem. A meeting can be formal or informal. As regards a formal meeting, there is set rules for convening it and conducting it, with a written record of its proceeding. It will require a notice, which is a call and invitation to attend it. It has an agenda or list of things to deal with, and the outcome is systematically written in the form of minutes. An informal meeting can be without an written notice, for instance, a staff union meeting in the lunchroom to discuss a picnic. Types of meeting. The first, informative, where the purpose is to give information to the participant about a new scheme's products. The second, consultative, in which the members are consulted to solve a problem. And the last, executive, in which decisions are taken by those empowered to do so. Purpose of meeting. The first is to reach a common decision or agreement, to solve a problem, to understand a situation, exchange ideas and experience, to inform, explain present ideas, to give and get feedback on new ideas, to give training, to plan and prepare for action, to resolve difference and misunderstanding, to generate enthusiasm and seek cooperation, to review past performance and evaluate it, to create a feeling of continuity and solidarity in a body's working. Advantages of meeting. The first, save time. Since one can meet a number of people at a time interactively, a meeting can save time. The second, addressing groups. One can divide the audience according to their background and need, and address them group by group. The third, cope with information explosion. New technology and new regulation are coming thick and fast. Meeting enable us to cope with this situation. The fourth, social and emotional support. Members get personal support from each other when they meet and exchange ideas. And the fifth, feeling of being consulted. Members get the feeling that they have been consulted, and this is useful in getting their intelligent and willing cooperation.
Disadvantage of meeting. Number 1. Time consuming. Meetings require a number of people to come together at the same time and place. This costs time because other work has to be set aside for the sake of meeting. Number 2. Inability to arrive at a decision. Just as 2 heads are better than 1, it is also true that too many cooks spoil the soup. Multiplicity of views and personal stubbornness of members may prevent a meeting from taking a decision, which a chief executive may take alone. Number 3. Lack of seriousness. Many meetings suffer from the drawback that members come unprepared and feel that the other will do the thinking and talking. They feel they can take a free ride. Everybody's job is nobody's job. Number 4. Inexpert chairing. Just as an airplane is steered by a pilot, a meeting is piloted by the chairperson. His lack of skill and personal failings or bias may fail a meeting. Number 5. Expensive. Meetings are expensive to arrange. They require a place, paperwork, prior communication, and traveling by the attendants. What is negotiating? Negotiation is a method by which people settle difference. It is a process by which compromise or agreements is reached while avoiding argument and dispute. In any disagreement, individuals understand aim to achieve the best possible outcome for their position, or perhaps an organization they represent. However, the principle of fairness, seeking mutual benefit, and maintaining of a relationship are a key to a successful outcome. Stages of negotiating. The process of negotiation includes the following stages. Number 1. Preparation. Before any negotiation takes place, a decision needs to be taken as to when and where a meeting will take place to discuss the problem and who will attend. Setting a limited time scale can also be helpful to prevent the disagreement continuing. Number 2. Discussion. Sometimes it is helpful to take notes during the discussion stage to record all points put forward in case there is need to further clarification. It is extremely important to listen, as when disagreement takes place, it is easy to make the mistake of saying too much and listening too little. Each side should have an equal opportunity to present their case. Number 3. Clarifying goals. From the discussion, the goals, interests, and viewpoints of both sides of the disagreements needs to be clarified. It is helpful to list this factor in order of priority. Through this clarification, it is often possible to identify or establish some common ground. Clarification is an essential part of the negotiation process. Without it, misunderstandings are likely to occur which may cause problems and barriers to reaching a beneficial outcome. Number 4. Negotiate toward a win-win outcome. These stages focus on what is termed a win-win outcome, where both sides feel they have gained someone's positive through the process of negotiation and both sides feel their point of view has been taken into consideration. A win-win outcome is usually the best result, although this may not always be possible through negotiation. It should be the ultimate goals. Suggestion of alternative strategies and compromise needs to be considered at this point. Compromise are often positive alternatives which can often achieve greater benefit for all concerned compared to holding to the original position. Number 5. Agreement. Agreement can be achieved once understanding of both sides' viewpoint and interests have been considered. It is essential too for everybody involved to keep an open mind in order to achieve an acceptable solution. Any agreements needs to be made perfectly clear so that both sides know what has been decided. The last, number 6, is implementing a course of action. From the agreement, a course of action has to be implemented to carry through the decision.
Failure to agree. If the process of negotiation breaks down and agreement cannot be reached, then rescheduling a future meeting is called for. This avoids all parties becoming embroiled in heated discussion or argument, which not only wastes time but can also damage future relationships. In the subsequent meeting, the stage of negotiation should be repeated. Any new ideas or interests should be taken into account and the situation looked at fresh. At this stage, it may also be helpful to look another alternative solution and or bring in another person to mediate. Informal negotiation. There are times when there is a need to negotiate more informal. At such time, when a difference of opinion arises, it might not be possible to appropriate to go through the stage set out above in a formal manner. Nevertheless, remembering the key point in the stage of formal negotiation may be very helpful in a variety of informal situations. In any negotiation, the following three elements are important and likely to affect the ultimate outcome of the negotiation. The first is attitude, knowledge, and interpersonal skills. That's the explanation from Group 7 about meeting and negotiation. Thank you.